Imagine Pandora once again, but this time its heart is aflame, and in the ashes, grief smolders, forging a completely new chapter in one of the wealthiest sci-fi kingdoms ever created. You thought the Way of Water was the emotional pinnacle? Think again. Avatar: Fire and Ash drops us just 2 weeks after the devastating loss of Neytiri, Jake and Neytiri's beloved son. And you feel that raw wound carry into every frame. Jake whips himself into warfare, seeking escape and violence, while Neytiri retreats inward, unraveling a long, personal descent that reshapes the Sully family from the inside out. As Alvin, I'm fascinated. This isn't mere spectacle. Cameron promised that this film isn't about best water ever, but dives deeper into character's soul. Grief isn't brushed over, relationships crack visibly, threats become internal as much as external. And we're invited to follow a new Na'vi tribe born from tragedy, the Ash People. They dwell near volcanic terrain, carrying flames in their traditions and anger in their bones. They've rejected Aiwa, built their identity on survival and defiance, and are led by Varang, a woman whose ferocity emerges from trauma and whose moral code challenges the Sully ideology. Then there's the complexity of Quaritch and Spider. Spider is no longer a harmless boy found in the forest. He is the son of Quaritch, resurrected, adopted, and deeply detested by Neytiri. Rumor and fan conjecture swirl around whether Neytiri's discovery of Quaritch's survival fuels a schism so profound she may even go rogue. Some theories suggest she'll strike out on her own amidst the fiery newcomer tribe, only to return in a climax of reckoning and rescue. Others imagine Quaritch fading into the background, handing the narrative reins to Varang and her allies, but not before stirring betrayals that echo across clan lines. Meanwhile, Cameron and the writing team have hinted this is a story that takes unexpected turns. Jack Champion, who plays Spider, described it as a hard left turn from everything viewers might expect. Sage words. This will likely upend predictions, and I love that, because when Neytiri, so defined by tradition and spirituality, is brought to the brink of vengeance, when Jake is torn between family and fury, you feel the moral gray. It's no longer naive Na'vi versus colonizing humans. It's grief versus spirituality, rage versus forgiveness, loyalty versus survival. New faces join the tapestry with weight. Loak, the middle son, takes a stronger narrative role as the narrator this time, stepping out of Jake's shadow. His relationship with the Tulkun Payakan, spiritual, majestic creatures fans adored. And Payakan's new partnership with Tanok introduces jealousy, change, a gentle erosion of childhood innocence. Then wind down to Payolak, a member of the newly introduced Wind Traders, offering skyborn culture that contrasts the Fire Clan's grounded fury. These new tribes bring politics, trade, alliances, and shifting Na'vi priorities into the frame. And there's Varang, played by Una Chaplin, whose unapologetic rejection of Aiwa reflects emotional honesty, not villainous cartoonery. In interviews, she's described the Ash tribe's trauma and the emotional extremes she embraced during filming. Far from monolithic evil, Varang feels more like Pandora's wounded protector, rising from the ash of calamity. Visually, the trailer released in late July unleashes volcanic landscapes, ash storms, and Na'vi armor forged in flame, far darker than the biodiversity wonderland we've known. Critics called it the most visually striking trailer of the year. We're promised another 3-hour-plus journey exceeding The Way of Water in runtime, rich with dense storytelling that Cameron describes as more gut-punching than before. Not for the youngest viewers. Cameron said this leans into the harrowing, unafraid to explore the dark places characters go. All of this leads to one irresistible conclusion. You can't just watch Fire and Ash. You feel it. You feel the grief, the tension, the moral unraveling. You question who truly belongs to the good side when survival demands ruthless choices. You wonder whether Neytiri might ever forgive Spider's very existence, or if she'll follow Varang's seductive promise. In a world burning, power is born in choosing flame. But here's why I tell you this, not as a bullet point summary, but as an experience you engage with. Comment your theories. Do you think Neytiri will go rogue? Could Spider be the accidental spark who reignites war within the Sully family? Will Varang remain an antagonist or an uneasy ally torn by loyalty to her people? And ask, between elemental fury and emotional reckoning, which will define the fate of Pandora? Smash that like button if you're ready for the next stage of this saga. And subscribe to Green Ground for more deep dives where we spin plot, character, theory, and spectacle into stories you live. More details, cast trivia, production notes, and fan theories are all linked in the description, or ask what else you're curious about in the comments. Until next time, Pandora has flames, and from ash something unexpected will rise.